What's good, everybody? It is your boy Cab back with another Xenoverse 2 video for you guys. Today we are here with another DLC 14 skill test, and of course this time around we got Sign of Awakening going up against Godly Display. Now one thing I will say is the skill test between Ultrasonic Blitz and Counter Burst, or whatever the new GT Vegeta's counter is called, is on the way, guys. The reason I haven't been able to do that video for you guys, even though it was the most voted upon skill test, is due to the fact that, well, I still don't have the skill. I have been trying to get that skill for quite some time. Literally, I'm like over 50 attempts on the damn parallel quest, and I still have yet to get this skill to drop. So once I do get that skill to drop, that skill test will be on the way. But again, today we have the battle of the Ultra Instinct Ultimates between Sign of Awakening and Godly Display to truly see which one of these two is the better ult between the two. Now, before we go into training mode, guys, YouTube is letting me know only about 50% of you guys are subscribed. So if you are not subbed to the channel, be sure to hit that sub button along with smashing up the like button and turn the notification bell on so you know when every video does go live. But now with that being said, let's jump into the training mode and see which one of these two skills is truly better between Godly Display and Sign of Awakening. Alright, y'all, here we are in the training mode to test out the damage, the speed, talk about how to use these moves, all things like that, right? But before we do get into it, one thing to mention about these skills is that they are strike and key based. And what I mean by that is that Godly Display is a strike based skill, while Sign of Awakening is a key based skill. So that's something to keep in mind, and the only way to accurately test skills like this is to have a CAC setup where both stats are exactly the same. So I have a QQ Bang that's exactly the same, +5 on both, and then my stats originally are 83 in both categories. So the damage that you guys are going to see in this video is not like the max damage you can get from these skills, but at the same time I had to make this build this way so skills like this could be tested against each other. So getting it started with Sign of Awakening, guys. Sign of Awakening is going to give you a total damage of 7,829. Now, of course, on a build that has 125 maxed out, and then of course you're also incorporating a super soul with that skill, you might be getting anywhere from like 10 to 12k damage with this certain move right here. Now, Godly Display is a bit different in terms of the damage, guys. It has like 6 different damage outputs because it has anywhere from 5 to 10 bars of key. It has different damage outputs with each and every single bar of key that you do gain. So again, it has so many different damages. We're only going to test the highest and the lowest. Now, to test the highest, I did bring in meditation, of course, to get to 10 bars of key. So now that we have 10 bars of key, let's see what Godly Display is doing. And with 10 bars max damage, you are going to get a total of 17,574. So clearly, damage-wise, it is blowing Sign of Awakening out of the water when you do have that maxed out 10 bars of key at your disposal, right? Now, I believe, okay, if I restart, my key does go back to normal. And let's put my key to normal over here. Use a Shining Slash real quick to get rid of that 1 bar. Now we have 5 bars of key this time around, and now let's test out Godly Display to see what the damage is looking like this time with only 5 bars. And we get a total damage of 11,232. So your damage can range from anywhere between 11,232 to 17,574. Now again, of course, if you are on your build with a maxed out 125 in strike based skills, you will be getting more damage than what you're seeing right here. So again, damage wise, Sign of Awakening really doesn't compete with Godly Display, but you also do have to keep in mind that you are only using 3 bars of key for Sign of Awakening as opposed to the 5 minimal for Godly Display at the same time. So while yes, it does do more damage, it also does require more overall key to be used. Now, when you talk about speed between these skills, guys, like it's really not questionable which one is faster. Like Sign of Awakening is literally so fast that it acts like a super attack in a sense. Like it is that damn fast. It almost seems like I'm using a super attack. Like it honestly is like as fast as like Comet Strike or something. To be honest with you guys, like in terms of how you dash at your opponent, how quick it comes out, things like that, it is literally about as fast as Comet Strike, which is a strike-based super attack. So keep that in mind with Sign of Awakening. The move is just insanely fast, and while Godly Display is not slow by any means, it is definitely not as fast as Sign of Awakening. So now, when you talk about the uses of these skills, it gets a little bit tricky because the uses for online play and offline play are totally different. The reason being is that moves like this typically tend to have an issue with connecting online if your opponent is not stamina broken, and sometimes if your opponent is stamina broken, they still will not connect. The reason that's important is because, well, these moves can be used without a stamina break, especially Sign of Awakening. Sign of Awakening, like I said, is literally like a strike super in terms of how it activates and how fast you go at your opponent. You can use it off of a knock away, knock down, literally any kind of combo when your opponent is not stamina breaking because it is that fast of a move, guys. Now we're at the top of the map using a knockdown, and again, you still see very, very easy for this move to connect. But I will say I have played online, and I have had some troubles with these skills connecting online without a stamina break. It's something that I tested specifically for this video right here to see if I would either recommend using them like this or not recommend using them like this in an online setting, because again, there are the chances of certain skills not working the same way online as they do offline. Comet Strike is a perfect example of a skill like that, and Sign of Awakening, Godly Display are also perfect examples of skills like that as well, guys. So again, keep in mind that yes, you can use Sign of Awakening off of a knockdown, knock away when you are in offline, but in online play, your opponent most likely will drop out of it. Like I even had a 4-bar opponent drop out of a combo like that same exact combo that you guys just saw right there. I had a 4-bar opponent drop out of it, and that let me know that this is not a reliable skill to use online in this manner. So of course you're going to want to use a stamina break with this move, and then do whatever kind of combo you want to lead up into the ultimate. As long as you perform this move during the stamina break, it will land and you will be good to go. Same goes for Godly Display. Now Godly Display is not as fast in terms of, hold on, I actually meant to do the Godly Display after the knockaway. It's not as fast, so you can't use it off of a knockdown like you can with Sign of Awakening offline, but you can use it off of a knockaway offline, as you guys see right there. It's just, again, when you go online, that move does not really land. Like, honestly, if your opponent is standing still in an online setting and they have stamina and they're not stamina broken, there's a chance that this skill may drop. Like that is how inconsistent the online of Xenoverse 2 can be. So while again you can use these moves offline with a regular knockaway, and you can use Sign of Awakening with a knockdown, that is not the case online. Online you are going to want to use a stamina break, and make sure you use a stamina break, because if you don't, they will not work, and they sometimes will, but most of the time they will drop out of the combo. Now, just to show that Godly Display cannot be used though off of a knockdown, the reason being is because by the time you actually get there, your opponent has the time to recover, as you guys saw with Trunks right there, and he was able to vanish out of it, not taking any damage. So keep that in mind with Godly Display. You can use it in a knock away offline, no matter if your opponent is stamina broken or not, but on a knockdown, that is not the case. They will be able to vanish, just like the man's Trunks was right there. So now that we've showcased all this, talked about the uses, the speed, the damage, all things like that, let's take these skills online, use them in some online matches, and then truly talk about which skill is better at the end. All right, y'all, here we go with the first online match. Now, with this skill test, of course, we're going to have to... Okay, my man's is here. We're going to have to do 2 online matches, though, due to the simple fact that these are ultimates. Ultimates cannot... Oh, shit, I didn't mean to waste stamina right there. Ultimates cannot be, pretty much, for the most part, most ultimates cannot be shown in the same match. No matter how much you try, it's just really not possible because they take so much ki. And then also, I mean... usually you're not going to get a stamina break twice in a match, especially if you're already using an ultimate one time around. And my man's has used quite a bit of stamina, so we might be able to pull this off. I don't know. If okay, is he just going to run like that? What am I facing? My man just went into supreme timid mode. Bro, are we serious? Hello? I was literally punching the man in his face. And he's hitting me from that far?
What the hell?
Like, bro, you just really suck if you gotta play timid and your connection is this bad. Like, you're god awful. Look at this man. Look at this man. Stupid. Watch him back up. Come here. Where you going now, dumb bitch? Where you going now? Bro, I don't think I've played someone this timid in quite some time on this game. Oh, no! I messed it up. We just got to go straight into the Sign of Awakening. Oh, my God. But as you guys saw, it literally worked. It worked. I got stupid. Like, I got extremely stupid, to be honest. Hopefully, we're able to showcase it again, though, in this match right here. I'm going to have to take that damage. Going to have to take this. Bro, he literally has the stamina lead by far, and he's still playing. Look at this shit. Like, this has to be some of the worst timidness I've ever experienced. Like, I literally don't... Oh, he's back to no stamina. Come here. Stupid. We were literally able to showcase. Okay, even then though, that's something I wanted to tell you guys about earlier. You're going to want to make sure your opponent is on the ground when you are using these skills. I forgot to mention that when we were in the training mode. That actually just reminded me right now, because on a knockaway, or if they are not in the ground in general, there is a chance of what you guys just saw happening with Sign of Awakening, and same goes for Godly Display. So while you are when you are trying to use these moves, make sure your opponent is stamina broken and on the ground, as you guys saw at the end, and they will work 100% of the time. And even the first time I used Sign of Awakening, even though I messed up the combo, he was on the ground by the time I actually activated it. So again, keep in mind with these skills, you have to use them in a stamina break and when your opponent is on the ground in an online setting for them to work. Offline, that is not going to be the issue. It's just online Xenoverse. As y'all know, it's a bit funky. But with that being said, let's move on to match number 2. All right, y'all, here we go with the second match, which we're going to be trying to showcase Godly Display. Now, hello? Okay, we're going to skip ahead to when this guy actually shows up.
A few moments later.
All right, my man's is here. He's finally moving now. And anybody who just saw that, like, I recommend you do the same when you see an opponent who's not moving online. Like, what's the point of just absolutely beating their ass? Like, Xenoverse is a game where rank really doesn't matter anyway. So again, what's the point of just absolutely beating them down when they can't move? I hate when I actually, like, I leave the lobby open or some shit and I go to the bathroom real quick, or I go downstairs and I come back just to see that I have been completely destroyed. Like, completely destroyed. I didn't even know I left the game on, but I did leave it on, and I was in a match, and like, you know, someone got in the lobby and it loaded up a match. So again, please don't do that to people if they are standing still. Oh shit, I forgot the tracking of that skill is like that. Now I wonder if my man is using Birder because he can't get Dispo, or he doesn't have Dispo, because interesting choice to see Birder at this stage in the game. Like, I haven't seen a Xenoverse member used online in so damn long. It's crazy. And it's not like Birder's a bad character, because he's actually a pretty damn good one. Back hit, thank you. Come here, take this. Now we're going to knock your ass to the ground and use a Godly Display and show again that these skills do work, but you have to be on, you have to make sure your opponent is on the ground and during a stamina break for them to work. There are some other situations where you can get them to work as well, but I'm sure it's probably involved with like skills, because I have seen these moves, or not these moves, Godly Display used in some like combo sub-Saturdays and things like that, where people would follow up Godly Display after using a previous move. So there are some other skills that can probably link into these, but again, just when you're talking about normal combos, knockdowns, knockaways, things like that, you want to make sure your opponent is on the ground when you use either a Godly Display or Sign of Awakening in an online match and stamina broken, because if not, there is that chance of them actually getting out of it and dropping out of it, because the online for Xenoverse 2 is just that damn funky. That is my only issue with these skills, is that online they work a bit differently than they would offline. The same goes for like a skill like Comet Strike. Comet Strike doesn't really work the same in terms of all the moves that you have that you can combo into afterwards. For example, Meteor Explosion was supposed to be comboable with Comet Strike, but online that is not the case, because your opponent is so far pushed back by that last hit that you can't actually combo into a move like Meteor Explosion. So again, these are two prime examples of skills that work differently offline than they actually do online. But overall, if I had to say which skill was better, I'm going to go with Godly Display, guys, because I mean, the damage difference is honestly pretty major. Like, that is the reasoning behind why I'm going with Godly Display. I do think Godly Display probably is the less accurate or less efficient when it comes to online play. Like, I've had a lot of bad experiences with Godly Display online. That's why I'm probably saying that, because Sign of Awakening is very, very similar. But again, what it really comes down to is the damage factor. Like, Sign of Awakening, it only does about 8k damage, which is not the most in the world, even though it is a 3 key bar ultimate. And it doesn't have any like extra hidden qualities or abilities about it. Yes, you can vanish behind your opponent, as you guys see, perform additional input during the rush to attack from behind. But this isn't something that I see as useful, because it takes a while for you to get behind your opponent. Like, the actual amount of time from the vanish to you appearing behind them is quite a bit. And then also, it's not like it's doing more damage like a Burning Strike would when you use the other variation of it. So again, this doesn't really come into effect in any way, shape, or form for the skill, in my opinion. So overall, like I said, I am going to have to go with Godly Display between these two skills. But let me know which skill you guys think is better and why you think one skill is better than the other down below in the comments. Until next time, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope y'all have a good one. Peace, y'all.